Hi everyone, it's Ray with the education team from Swirlydoos Kit Club, and this is a tutorial based on the June 2013 Technique Kit featuring the gelatos from Faber-Castell. This month we have the coordinating colors of yellow and orange, and there's also some black and white, and I'm going to use all of these in this tutorial. I picked this up at Michael's. It was on clearance for I think 70 cents. And so I'm going to make a little wall hanging using the gelatos. And what I thought I would do, because the kit came with 2 sheets of Tattered Angel specialty paper, one of them was a brushed cotton and the other one was a suede, and I'm going to use the brushed cotton one. So what I've decided to do is to trace this part with the brushed cotton paper. And the reason why I'm going to do paper instead of just on here is, one, it came with the kit and I want to use it, and two, I really like how the gelatos look on this piece of paper. It actually has like a plastic coating on it for the most part. It's very smooth, and so it gives the gelatos somewhat of a different look. So I've cut this out in the artisan shape, and I want to distress it before I put the gelatos on because I don't want the white sticking out afterwards. So I'm going to start with the colors, and I'm going to kind of go for an ombre look using from light to dark. So I'm going to put some white in a couple of different spots. So one of the things that I don't want to do is I don't want to saturate this with water. When I was testing this to see what I wanted to do, I used another piece of paper just like this that I cut out, and I put the gelatos on there, and then I put water, and with the finish on this paper, it all came off, so I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and take my finger and just blend. And I'm going to go with the lightest color first, moving towards the darker. And that's pretty good for my finger. I'm also going to take this. It says on the package that you can make polka dots with this, but I've been using it to blend a little more. But as you can see, it's not really meant for that because it's kind of coming off. So I'm going to see if I can't get it to stay on just a little bit. And what I like about this is that it blends it, but then if you press harder on it, it takes some of the pigment away. So it looks kind of neat. And at this point, I don't really care if I mix the orange over here with the yellow. And I actually am going to spray it with a tiny bit of water, just like a little tiny bit. And I go back in. So I let it dry for about 10 minutes, and there was still some water on there. So what I did is I took a baby wipe and I just pressed it on there, just like that. And you can see that it actually came out as a little bit of a resist, and it looks like it had some watermarks on there. Very good. And now I'm going to use the black gelato to give the speckled look using the stippling brush that came in the kit. So I'm just going to wipe this on my craft sheet, give it a slight bit of water, stir it around with the stippling brush, and then I'm just going to flick it on there. Okay, so it's mostly dry, or as dry as it's going to get, and I'm just going to ever so slightly touch it with a piece of paper towel. So I'm almost done with this. One of the things I want to do is I want to shade around the edges. I've distressed and now it needs a little bit of shading. And I'm going to go ahead and take Black Soot Distress ink, and I'm going to use this tool that came in the toolkit. We have it, so might as well use it. It's kind of like blending foam, but it's going to be a little more controlled because it's smaller. I'm just going to go in. I don't want a lot on there. And shade it. If you get too much on there, because this is somewhat of a slippery surface, you can get it to come up. I'm just going to go around the edges just like that all the way around. So I've already completed one, and this is what it looks like with the distress ink all around the edges. So that's going to be the background for my project, and it's going to look like that. So the next thing I want to do is, because this part right here is only covering this area, I don't want this to be white. And so I'm going to go ahead and use some of the silks that came in the main kit. It's spiced pumpkin. So I'm going to take the brush that came in the kit, might as well. And I don't want a lot on there. I'm just going to do this. So you also get this in the kit. This is a chipboard from Bluefern Studios. It's garden window. And I'm going to use that garden window chipboard to cover up most of this wall hanging. And I already have it treated. I left one part out, a couple parts I guess. And it's going to fit on here like that. And I've treated this chipboard with Martha Stewart Crackle Specialty Finish. It's hard to say. So I've set aside this shutter to dry. And this I've done before, so it's pretty dry. And I'm going to take out the accents. You can see they pop right out. And I'm going to color that with Pharaoh. We got this in the new mixed media kit this month, and this stuff is just really incredible. You can do a lot of things. You can paint anything for the most part and make it look metallic. You can use it by dry brushing, or you can make a thick coat. Okay, I want this to be three-dimensional on my wall hanging, so what I've done is I've attached the shutter to the window by using a scrap piece of paper. This is just the other side of one of the little edges of the Kaiser Craft paper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to put some two-sided tape on there. And now it has some give. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add a border around this. I'm going to take some lace from my stash. And I'm also going to take some of this that we got in the main kit. I've cut it up to where it's 1 row thick. And I'm going to layer that around the edge. So I finished putting my lace and my bling around the edges. It's one of those things that you can't really see spot on, but because it's going to be hanging on a wall, that will just look really nice and very elegant. So now it's time to attach my background on here. And if you remember, I said before, there's a plastic coating on this that's really making it pretty resistive. And when you have something like that, whether it's glitter paper or something like this, anything that's slick, you're going to need to sand it first before you put any sort of adhesive on there. Otherwise, it's just going to come off. So I'm going to sand this, and then I'll put my glue on. Okay, something that I love to do is to put these elegant little flourishes and foliage onto my projects. They're great for layouts, but they're really nice for projects. And one of the things that I find with my older projects is that when I put these on there, they tend to come off because they're so delicate. So what I've been doing to kind of circumvent that is I've been painting them with Tattered Angels Glam and Champagne, because it gives it just a shimmer. It doesn't add any color to it, and I just cut these out from paper from the kit, and it makes them more pliable. And it gives them more dimension too, besides being flat. One of the things I'm going to add is there were some rub-ons in the main kit, so I cut this out using a piece of paper from the kit, and then I just inked this, and I used the Tim Holtz Banners die, and I put that rub-on right there. So I want to make this banner-like. I'm also going to add a butterfly. This is from Angelica's Etsy shop. She's also on the design team, as most of you know. She makes the most beautiful butterflies. And it's almost finished. I just want to put some accent pearls on here using the liquid pearls in onyx. So I'm just going to keep going around like this, and then I will be done.